Yo, 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 yo. Here we go, here we go. Scuffed stream. Very scuffed indeed. But we are here. We are back. We are alive. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Right back at it again like we never left. 'Cause we never did. Yes. Live chat. All messages are visible. Think this should work. We're gonna jump straight into it. Let's see, we have here some tasks. What do we have here that we want to do? Ooh, a bunch of cool stuff in storage, that's right. Let's go check out the quests. What can we start? What can we find here that could be fun? We need to level up a bit more. Let's do a few more dailies. Hunt. It's painful to see you like this, indeed. I missed the last expedition because someone killed my family. Yeah, I will help you. One thing I believe we desperately need is distinctions between daily quests and ongoing quests. Yo, Ronan, what's up? I see you, I see you. Yeah, I was just thinking we need a distinction between daily quests and then create something like main quest, main storyline. I hope the sound is coming through all right. Can you hear the game and can you hear the music and can you hear... I'm pretty sure you can hear me. We're in a bit of a moment where there's gonna be a big changes going on here on my stream. I'm very excited about what's coming. Soon I'm gonna be doing quite a bit of different streams. We already played Warhammer live, but now we're gonna go big. We're gonna go full on. Yeah, this quest, I have no idea, is kind of weird. Like, join a raider, you have to go pick up tobacco. I don't see how this is attractive to players. Personally, I would make it quite different. Raiders will want you to kill monsters, show your strength. There's very little involvement with this part of the quest, and kind of hard to understand why it would be a daily quest as well. This could be more like an event, something that happens sometimes, or something part of a big story. I don't think I translated that. I don't think I've ever worked on this. Like I did the other ones. So I feel that this is... I did write something about Jenna and their story with the gangs. I think that could be better if we created that massive main quest with tons of missions. Right now, if there's a main quest, I haven't found it. So my idea would be have this main quest and have it all identified in your journal. Main quest, story, or just a story quest, just a set of story quests. Mate, I can't be writing during the stream, sorry. I'm just gonna be playing normally. You can ask questions if you don't understand, but I'm just gonna be playing normally and trying to give feedback on the game. So let me go try and talk to Jenna. I'm not sure what part of the quest I am. Let me see. So yes, definitely in the journal, I believed would be divided in several areas. So story quests, events, dailies. So people could know, okay, I have to follow this. And then the idea would be story quests, different parts of the story would be limited to certain levels. So that would make you play a part of the story. Then you'd have to do some dailies or some quests to level up to unlock the next part of the quest. That also kind of puts a power gradient to it, to your strength. I think the Fog of War is a bit the opposite of what we want to do. So we're a famous explorer. We have done many big quests. It hides the cool things that we have in the map. It hides them instead of showing, oh, there's a crashed plane. Oh, there's this or that. You're hiding all those things that people might want to explore. I think these pinned farm parking water station, they're not necessarily, they might be confusing to new players because they expect something kind of special, and it is in a way, but not special, as there will be quests or particular events or anything very specific. It's just part of the map. So I think the Fog of War is an idea, but I'd probably reduce the visibility just to a very slight gradient, or remove completely and just put it like black and white, but allow people to see everything that's on there, because you want to show off these special places that you want people to visit. You want to show them off. Oh, there's a junkyard. Oh, there's a bridge. Oh, there's a road. Show it off so people know what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna just travel over here to unlock a little bit more of the map. Gas station rockets, some kamikazes. Nice. I think one of the main reasons that will focus players and give them a guide is that notion of story quests, where you have an objective which is to do the story, and then you have the objective to level up in between sections of the story, and then that story leads you to an area where there are more stories, more dailies, more events. I think that's the natural progression. Also, for early level players, I think PvP should be restricted. So there should be security areas around the startup to a certain level, where you can only PvP in certain places, but it would be like high security areas in other games. So where there would be guards, defenders, people that in a sense would play as preventing PvP or would instantly come and kill. And like you have an escort on every map you go. There would be players killing anyone that attacks you, or just would be completely disabled so people can explore. Because I don't think there's any point in a level 1 player fighting a level 10 player. It's just gonna make them want to quit the game. So I think many games, I think, have decided wisely to make sure all PvP is completely balanced in terms of everyone has the same potential, even if they don't have the same gear. A lot of RPGs, for example, create PvP areas where you just do level 30 PvP, or you just do level 10 PvP, or you just do level 50 PvP. And then people will obviously need to gear up and create builds to go in to fight in those areas. So they would need to farm those specific eye level gears, or the most effective gears for that area, for that PvP arena, let's say. And then yes, you can have future areas where it is completely unrestricted, and people can go in and at their own risk fight this kind of unrestricted PvP, open world PvP. I think that idea of everything is lawless, everyone can kill themselves, I think it's a bit out of touch. I think players have become more divided between casual and hardcore. So I think that idea caters to the hardcore players, so it's good to have it, but it's important to also cater to the casual gamers that just want to explore, read cool stories, discover new places. So you need to give a bit to everyone. I feel that these quests that are now like daily or repeatable, they were not written in that form. I think daily quests are should follow a very specific format that I don't think it fits very well with this kind of quests. These ones are more like random events that, let's say, would be seasonal, so you would randomly every week or on a rotation pop these individual quests and have people grind like these hordes of scarabs, and there would be a very specific reward or like shards to accumulate to, or specific materials to craft specific event weapons. Daily quests are much more written in a specific form, like, yeah, I'm looking every day for people that will be able to go get some scarabs and keep the population down. So if you can kill 10 scarabs a day, come back here, bring me their hides. So it's written in a different format, is my point. Like caravan missions every day. So yeah, the caravan is about to leave. We're looking for guards. Do you want to join? And then you go along with the caravan, and then you get to a certain point. Of course, that's where there would be like an attack. Then, of course, that would be kind of your job daily to go and look out for the next caravan that you can support. So it makes more sense. And then you can make the attacks each day different and random. So different animals, different factions each day would attack the caravans, for example. So that would make more sense. For instance, in this format, this quest of helping Matthew clear the scarabs could take an event of the form of sorry, mate, I'm not looking at Discord. You can write that on YouTube. But no, again, that's how I was saying. It's no point fighting PvP unless I have the gear. Sorry, mate, I wasn't looking here. I was looking in YouTube. And no, I don't have any gear. Not the right level. I think it's fundamentally flawed at this point, so we need to work on that. think the cities could use a bit of more life. So the NPCs could have just some basic animations like they're doing work, but more specifically they could be talking to other people. Other people could be walking around, running around, just walking around the city randomly in specific paths, going in and out of buildings, in and out of shops. I like it when NPCs are, instead of just standing in the square, they can be like at their workplace, or they can be just to become a bit more immersive. They can be in very more adequate and specific locations. For instance, this NPC could be scavenging from this car or looking into the car, just see if he could find something to take. Short animations just to make it a bit more immersive, I think work really well. Or just different personalities, angry emote, something kind of default to begin with. Then if you want to really improve to make the story, it could be target practicing. You already have the shooting animation, so why not have this mutant be just doing target practice, things like that, using what you have, just quickly using that creativity to apply the resources that you already have to create something more. Like you already have the running, for example, the shooting, the melee, so why not have two NPCs training with their swords? So swinging, one moves back, swings again, the other moves forward, they swing again. And then just might use some little tweaks to make it a bit better. Same as you have, for instance, the dead animals. You have their poses of the dead enemies. So why not have people that brought in dead scarabs and they're like scavenging from them? Just have a bunch of dead scarabs at their feet because they went out to farm them or to bring them in to the guy that's asking for you to kill scarabs every day or as an event. So people already brought him tons of scarabs. The time limit to collect the items, I think, is way too limited. It kinda does not make a lot of sense to me. Why do I have 1 minute to collect a thing? It makes sense that you would have like maybe 10 minutes, and it would be obviously anyone would come by or other animals would pick it up. But sometimes if you have a lot of enemies, 1 minute is not enough, considering your energy has to reload, your weapons have to reload, you have to evade the damage, you have to heal. So if you have a large group of 10, 12 enemies, that 1 minute quickly will make you lose loot, and that just doesn't feel very good. So it could maybe extend if necessary for some technical reasons, just extend, but possibly 2 to 10 minutes might be ideal. It also creates kind of a pressure in the player to, okay, I have to rush through these enemies. I can't be playing stealthily, trying to hide and sniper, because I'm gonna kill this guy. You only have 1 minute to get in there. So it kind of defeats some of the gameplay available if you're trying to sneak, which is something that could be really cool to do, to sneak around in shadows. Just remove the visibility a lot, and then once you shoot, it would alert a lot of people to where you are. But if you kind of sneak, shoot, quickly move behind a building, you'd have a few seconds before they can actually look into you. So you could now start moving around the building to go to another location, and find another sniping position. A lot of times you would hear a shot, but you wouldn't know exactly where it come from. So they would have to kind of look around. The way sound reverberates can create a lot of confusion in that aspect. One thing I noticed as well that is bad is a lot of times you log into a map and the NPCs instantly are attacking you. They can instantly see you and attack you. Especially like animals and things. I get it for PvP. That's probably very hard to avoid. But there are ways, for example, in PvP, enemies can't see you and you can't see enemies until you move. For example, that's one suggestion. You don't see PvP, you don't see, they don't see you until you first move or until you start shooting. That makes it much more fair. And for the NPCs, simply the NPCs can't see you until you move. So you would log in, you would load into a map, you don't get attacked, you're invincible, you're not attackable until you make your move. Because of course, if you've gotten to the position that you've gotten in the map, it's because you sneaked on there, they didn't see you. You wouldn't. So I think that would make a bit more sense and avoid you dying before you even load into the map, especially on slower, older devices. This sensor quest, I probably would extend it much more. Go to many locations, fight different enemies. It's kind of oversimplified, and it's literally just like a 30-second quest. So the idea is there, but if extended, would be better. There's a good story element to it. Then this quest where she asks you to go to the farm to search for her child. So again, this is a good opportunity to have several locations where he visits. Red flag is the king of the mountain. There we can test it with the regime. Regime? Sorry, I don't know what you mean regime, but okay, I'll go there, we can test. Okay, I'll go there in a bit, we can test. That's okay, don't worry. That's okay, don't worry. Or you can use some translation if you want. I don't know what you mean by regime anyway, but let's try. Oh, event mode. Okay. No, there's no information on this. Oh, there is. Okay. Waiting for fight. So this kind of PvP mode is interesting. I think it needs a bit more of lore context in terms of like the what we talked before. For example, I forget the name. It's the cage match scenario. So you would have like a cage match situation where people sign up for cage matches to fight without losing anything. So this would be much more of a melee fight where you can't use the guns, which is kind of interesting. Oh, the Snacker Dome! Welcome to the Snacker Dome. What's up, Snacky? Thanks for checking out the stream. How you doing? Sorry, I didn't quite see you there. Testing out here one of the games we're working on. See what can we find to improve. You can try right now at Skies Burst. Oh, I guess it's down now, right? So never mind. Let me get some more healing. See if we can do some shooting. Bam! Got him. Two snacks enter. Happy Dilly leaves. Trying it doesn't really give me the option to pick up anything from him. Guess he didn't have anything to drop. Shusha. Yes, I am the Shadow. I'm setting up for, I have streamed Warhammer before. I'm setting up to do full, all scale, full scale Warhammer gaming. Probably have some people from the club come to hang out as well and play. Yeah, it's got a massive load of 3D printed units and massive amount of stuff coming in from Temu and stuff. So it's very exciting. I don't know, can you guys, Dilly, can you hear the sound from the game? Can you hear me? Can you hear the music? I'm not sure because, honestly. Oh, did I drop? I see. Okay. There you go. How's that? Oh, in a darn. Okay, let me go over here. I was already on my way over there. Okay, I'm here. Sound of the game should be coming through now, I don't know. Oh, what's all that? 10 guns? Thank you, thank you. How you been doing? Where did my items go? Doesn't matter. Some plates. Oh, I can craft some stuff. Let's go see what can I craft. What do I need to farm? Same old and back again? Yeah. Same here, same here. So I think I have this blueprint. I think it looks, yeah, it looks like that. So I need to craft mounts in steel, which is pretty cool. So I need to pick up this and this. I need to, oh, mounts just need skin, okay, and fabrics. Right, so I need to, I actually already have some of those. I guess I need to take it from storage. So that's another thing, crafting, it should allow you to just get stuff from your storage, not just your inventory, because it's just an extra step that just check the player's inventory and storage at the same time to allow you to craft, because it's just not a necessary step that you have to take it from storage to your inventory. Just treat it exactly the same. Exactly. Yeah, so what I'm doing here is just playing the game from the start, from the perspective of a new player, and then I'm gonna take all this this text and add it to my feedback reports. Yeah, and send it up to the devs. Because we're at the stage where we're hammering out just the details of the user experience, because we already have a lot of gameplay functionalities ready. Now it's just make sure everything feels seamless. So another thing that I already gave feedback is like even finding the forge, even finding how to craft is way convoluted. Like you have to do all these clicks. So this should be much more direct of how to approve. So here we go. I need to craft some more mounts and some more steel. For that, I also need to craft. So it is crafting. It does take quite a bit to craft. Yes, I believe so. Snacks. Always. That would be... should be a priority. Should be in red. This will take quite a bit of time. But I will need more items. So we'll need to go and farm some more. But again, now just makes it an extra step that I have to go and dump everything in my inventory. Shouldn't be necessary. Shouldn't be necessary. Yeah, boots, healing, even the repairs. I don't think I need to repair for now, so I'm just gonna store so I can go grab some more items. The storage should be big if you're gonna have so many items. You should have maybe more storage area. Oh, these are some higher level raiders here, which we don't need. I think I'm looking more for steel at this time. This we need to work. We can't move while we're working, of course. So yeah, that's kind of a bit of a flaw. That's just it does create the kind of real economy that we want to create in the game. But it also prevents gameplay, and probably might be better to just, instead of the player having to craft everything, you just pay and you have someone else craft it for you, so you can keep on playing. Or at least maybe people can craft, so just leave the crafting for right before you leave the game, and you can then list tons of stuff. So I want to craft all of this while I'm gone. Want to craft all these items while I'm away. You just put it like on a queue of all the snacks you want to be consuming throughout. Look what I got. Bah. The snack destroyer is coming for you. This thing weighs a ton. This is solid resin. This literally could kill somebody. No, it's not so much a dreadnought. This is kind of a carrier for the Adramak. So this actually came for free with a bunch of stuff that I bought. So this is it's not as big as it appears. So this, you could see, like, this is the size of a door. This is like the jet. So this works for the Adeptus Mechanicus as a transport. You can move them around the map with this. But yes, so I got like 50 Sisters of Silence, which are kind of a support unit for my army, the Adeptus Custodes. I got a massive discount. I'm already losing bits of it. But check this out. This is a kind of a bike that they have, a kind of a vehicle. So you can see the sister there. And then it comes with this mounted cannon. No, I paid almost nothing. I mean, I paid for like just a massive amount. I paid £30 for like 50 sisters. This bike, 3 of these smaller bikes, which I can proxy as other units. Yeah, but honestly, it would be just another headache for me. At this point, I have too many headaches. I would have to set it up. I would have to learn everything. I would have to... I'm not gonna print all that much. Also, like, this is someone from the Warhammer Club. Yeah, sure, I know, but we'd have to learn how to do it, and we'd have to clean it. We'd have to have a place for it, which I don't have. I barely have space for the stuff that I want. I barely have space to do what I want to do. Which I can actually show you. I can actually show. Hold up. I can give you a preview. Gonna need to do some quick changes. Yeah, I'm already super messy. Yeah, I have to limit my scope. Because I can't do everything. I can't play, stream, game, build, paint, and print. Like, you just can do so much things. But I can just have someone print it. I could just have someone from the club print it for me. You don't need to do everything yourself. Yeah, I already put some primary on my units. Come on. Properties. We're just switching here, Mike. No, I don't think it activated. Okay. Okay. Sound check 1 2. Yes, indeed. Be right back. Here we go. Yes, indeed. Here we go. So this is part 1. Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much. Oh, I can't read the chat from here anymore. That's another thing I have to worry about. Yeah, my eyes are crap. But yes, we will be streaming Warhammer. This is part 1. And here is part 2. Yes, so I have 2 more tables coming today where we're gonna be able to put it on here, and already been priming some units. You can see we have here a beautiful tank that I'm gonna be finishing the painting and adding some more details. We have here the carrier tank, and I have all the terrain. Let me go get the terrain. Yes, here we go. This is some terrain I've been working on, where we're gonna be able to set up multiple levels and actually play full scale, fully accurate tournament level Warhammer. We got my main army all painted up, everything. Yeah, I need to actually, let me yeah, Let me get here so I can actually read the chat somehow. Don't know how. What would be the best way? Maybe I can watch my own stream on YouTube. That could be a way. Not the best way. But yes. And also, I can do this. I'm a standard moderator for this channel. Going for coffee. Oh, another call. And I need to change this text so it's easier to read. But yes, and then another fun part that I can do I can find the app. Yes, indeed. Cinematic action. Crushing terrain. Wait, why did it get out on me? That was ridiculous. Yes, here we go. Another commercial. Why is it cutting? I don't know, because I'm watching the wrong one. Never mind. It needs to be on this app. Yes, here we go. I can even turn on the light. Yeah, I can do action shots. Need to do some cleaning. Don't look at my house. Need to do cleaning. This is the terrain I have. I have more terrain coming. I also have the new 11th edition terrain footprints. But yeah, this is really cool. Then we can go up to the second levels and avoid the cover from shooting from up there in the new rules. Now it's a much easier height. These I just primed to paint and add my golden details to the Adeptus. So I'm creating my own Space Marine chapter, which is the Chameleon Marines, I'll be able to use any detachment rules and strategies. And now I have my sister's army, and of course I have my main Custodes army. I need to get that. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. Why is this being so dumb? Yeah, they are really nice, for sure. I still need to finish. I'm still adding details. But yeah, I have my main army. Let me switch here. Yes. My main Custodes army. I'm still finishing this basing. I was adding, I just got the modeling paste. I was adding this dirt. So now I'm just gonna need to add some rocks. On these areas there will be rocks on the borders, like on there. So I would put like a line of rocks. This will be like borders on a garden, on a dirt. And then I'm gonna put like some flowers and other rocks and other details depending. So because these are supposed to be kind of 1,000 points teams. So I've been playing 1,000 points side. So I just want to still keep them. So that's why you have marble versus gold. I've been doing the marble versus gold battles. Now of course I have more units to expand, and actually we're going to be able to do 2,000 points aside, full tournament size. But yeah, this is my captain. He has here he went destroyed one of these chaos. The bikes, they usually are on the other side, but yeah, and I have a lot of proxies coming in for my Space Marines armies, and the sister is going to be able to complement as well to do a whole to play the Custodes sisters detachment, which is really strong as well. Yeah, I went all in into Warhammer. So my Space Marines are gonna be painted black with gold trimming. So that's how these vehicles, I just primed in black, and I'm gonna give all the gold trimming to it, but also paint other details in other metals. Will be in metallic, gray, silver detail, gold trimming decorations. In the terrain, yeah, I've done some bits on it to make it look cool, but I wanna, of course, add more details. It just never stops when you wanna add more details to all your armies. I got this little cloth terrain, obviously gonna then expand. It's big enough to do a whole terrain once I have the 2 tables coming in. Yay, these guys. They go up here. their spears of the Custodes are really cool because they're actually gun blades, so they can shoot. Although it's not their speciality, all their blades shoot. So they're one of the rare cases where you have gun blades in the universe. Like the axe as well. They have the same profile and gunblade profile. Yeah, really exciting stuff. Don't look at my dirty house. Right? Yeah, thank you. Did definitely put in a lot of work. Really like the hand painted marbles of the bases, and really like the the reds and the shading on the cloaks. It's all about the shading. Let me show you what I mean. Why is this mouse being stupid? Yeah. You can see, like, it's kind of detailing how you paint the shadows into the fabric. That's a lot of fun. Why is it being? It's not balancing the illumination. We don't get it. Should be balancing the lighting. But yeah, you can see kind of this kind of effect where it does, where you do the shading, the crevices, make it look like real fabric. Why is it not? I don't know. It should be adapting the lighting. I guess maybe because I have a stream open. It's focusing, but it's not. Yeah, lighting is still, it's always a problem to do proper lighting. Yeah, definitely. They have two reflections as well. Yeah, very excited for it. And then I can just return to my station. In here to the other camera. Oh, you bot, go away. Banned. Bot banned. Yeah, gotta make the sounds, yeah. Absolutely. Looking forward to getting the table, start getting everything prepared, and make a big stream with full game, with the stuff that I already know, and then start researching, building my other armies as the other minis come in. Now I have bases coming in as well, so let me, do I have like yeah. Guess I can extend this one. Yeah, but this is good so I can show off like the models. Yeah, it doesn't focus obviously properly. This cheap camera. But yeah, I got these sister spikes. They don't have an official list for 40k, so I mean a stat profile where you can play with them in 40k, but they make great proxies for the same bikes you had there. Just put them on the same size bases and they're a proxy for those Virtus Praetors bikes. Even have the Captain one, which has the little cool wings, like the bird motif, and then the normal one, and then this one, it makes up for like the little tank unit. I'm not sure what this could proxy for, if I'm honest, on 40,000, but I'm sure we'll find something like the little speeder for the Space Marines. Just matters to have the right base size and kind of play the right dimensions. You kind of can play however you want, or other than the tournaments, obviously very restrictive, but for informal and just for learning the rules and attachments of different units, you can proxy it. It's probably quite impossible to see, but you have like the little sister sitting there commanding this cannon, and you have the other one driving the little tank vehicle thing, which is pretty cool. This was all for free. I only bought this and a Mac that I have over there. I can't touch it now because it's primed and it's drying up. But yeah, and then you threw all this in. This carrier also gonna be very useful. The dimensions are a bit weird to use for anything else, but who cares? It looks cool. Massive engine. Yeah, now I gotta prime all this and paint. Already have a bunch primed and painted. Like these are just the ones unbuilt. I need to finish, like put the heads, put in bases. But I have like 40 of them already built and primed, gold, ready to play. Yeah, the noodle, the snack dispenser coming in. But yeah, I guess this can, in terms of dimensions, I can see like certain tanks. He printed it and then he decided he didn't want to play this army anymore. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff on there coming in. What else? Yeah, I need those 2 tables to come in. They probably will be streaming tonight. Then probably streaming from the club on Saturday. I have a game there on Saturday, so might stream that because we're starting the 11th edition. And we just got our points list. My list is looking pretty good. I have a big proxy coming in as well. I'm trying to make my real Custodes army to be as realistic as possible, so the prints are going to be very realistic, and even people, I could probably take them to tournaments and people wouldn't be able to tell from these prints I got, because they're exact match for the game. Although I don't plan on playing tournaments, it's just to play here, have some buddies come over here to play, and have and play at the club with the people at the club. Yes. Sorry, the background looks a bit different. I'm using this kind of as mic for now. So it's gonna be like my for now. This is what I have for the mic for the streams as I play around the table. Need to get a more efficient. This gets a bit boring. No, I can put it on to hear some music as I'm playing. Probably the mic does not like when I grab it and play around with it. But it's not a terrible mic that it has. At least I know it has some level of quality in terms of the mic on this headset. It's a really good headset. Let me move some stuff here around. Need to rename this profile so I know what it's about. This is close-up. We are ready for your close-up, Mr. Alex. Yes, very exciting. Got another proxy I'm building here, drying. Just glue these legs. I hope they stay together. It's kind of a walker tank. Really old school. 30,000. Oh, it's missing just so next step, need to glue like his feet on it. They need to put it on a base. Having the right base, this is gonna replace like a dreadnought or a ballistus, kind of any kind of imperial dreadnought. It just needs to be on the right base and it's gonna feel good on the tabletop. It also has kind of these details. I'm thinking maybe give him a mohawk kind of thing style, or maybe just make it seem like arms. I don't know. I haven't decided how I'm gonna. Probably not gonna glue it as they say. Oh wait, let me move this thing. This is way in the way of my close-up. This should be good back here. Stop hogging the light, the limelight. This is neat. So yeah, well, it's you're supposed to glue these kind of like this in the back. It's kind of supposed to be support for them to not fall over, I guess. Oh crap. Well, now it's lost. So. But I'm thinking probably placing them differently. Yeah, this camera is a bit of garbage. It's not gonna let me focus. I mean, I can probably. Let me just see if it's in any shape dry. Yeah, it is dry, but I don't see any reflections of it. Well, let me grab these so you can see. These are some that were already painted, where he started painting. That's better. These are some of the sisters. Wait, let me... These are Sisters of Silence. There's different kinds. These are a couple of them that he already had started painting. These have bolters, so they have 3 different squads. Ones use these kind of guns, bolters. Others use like flamethrowers. The other ones are melee, they use like swords. So they all have different profiles, more suited for different enemies. But yeah, now you can actually see on their vehicles. Oh, they're missing their arms. Need to glue their arms. They have like their little bikes. This is kind of like them. This, like, that's why I have this. Their arms are somewhere in here. Most of it are just bodies without a head, and still attached a lot of sprue stuff. But there's their heads and their little top knot things. So this is like kind of the final product. And these are tiny 32mm bases. You can see these are the exact kind of like scale for a normal human. They could get on that transport easy and carry a good squad of them. I have to imagine, of course, they're in armor and helmet and stuff, so they're the scale does match up pretty well. Kind of a light infantry, that kind of light infantry vehicle. But yeah, this is how they then end up. Oh, it's actually able to zoom pretty well. I like the little bolter grenade. These are 32mm bases. And you already started adding some terrain. This one has a pretty cool kind of fur coat. This one was a melee one. The sword broke off. I have the sword over there to glue it. These are the melee ones that have like massive swords. Yeah, these are tiny, like imagine like my finger. This is quite tiny compared to the Custodes. So yeah, that's something that Adeptus, that's something that GW, so the guys that make Warhammer, their models are known to be super high quality, so then you can get transferred to prints as well. A lot of detail. But yeah, so these are supposed to be kind of like normal humans. And by being normal humans, I guess they would be like in real life. They'd probably be like normal human size. I don't know, like athletic girl, warrior, human size, maybe 2 meters tall. And then this is the actual scale of a Custodes. The Custodes, they are literally about 9 to 10 feet tall, while a Space Marine would be about 8 feet tall. The Custodes are about, yeah. And then you have even the Primarchs, which are supposed to be like 11 feet tall. So they're giant. So these are all, especially the Custodes, Space Marines, and then Primarchs, which are like the ultimate. Which they only made like the Emperor only made like 20 of them. They're like, yeah. And the Emperor is supposed to be even bigger, but his power is so massive that people actually even say like he could shapeshift, he could be seen on any ways, like he could make people see him on any size, any shape, any form that he wanted, as well as he could shapeshift. That's the extent of his powers, psychic powers and manipulation. But yeah, so in the real world, in the lore, these are all genetically manipulated. So this scale is actually pretty correct from the standpoint of normal humans to the size of Custodes and Space Marines, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. These are 40mm bases. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing the marble and then creating these little gardens of rocks and the lawns. And then I added tons of like little model parts with blood, and I could put blood on the axe as well to show like a battle. And then you have all the shading of the cloak, all the different metals like the respirators, the mask. You have the leathers of their gloves. You have the I don't know if it shows through, but like the jewels. This one only has like very small ones, but those jewels like painted blue on his helmet. Even I can't see, especially at this distance, not with my eyes anyway. Come on, why is it? Oh, it can't focus. Yeah, you can see there on the chest. Some of them have bigger ones. This one has like small ones. I probably even missed painting some. So these were all like, so the Custodes, I primed them black, and then I sprayed gold on top, and then I painted all the other details like the different metals. Then I added different shadings. Yeah, and I painted this. Let me see. I don't know why is it not like fixing the lighting properly. Oh, okay, that's better. Now we're cooking. It has the different metals. It has like fire effect. It has kind of the burnt because they have like jets. If you see these are kind of jetpacks that they have to move around to help with their mobility. And they actually in the game, all the Custodes infantry has deep strike, which means they can, from the second turn onwards, on the movement phase, they can deploy anywhere on the map. So they jet in and they come on in. If they start on this specific reinforcement section where you don't put them on the board, and then on the second turn you can place them anywhere. You can deep strike them anywhere on the map. So that's the story with this kind of burnt area where you have the jetpacks, giving them mobility as well to move around. It has a bit of black on there. It's painted kind of in a different color to show like the metal, and then you have the shading on the cloaks to kind of bring it alive. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Then you have the top knots as well as shading underneath in certain crevices. Kind of scraped off a bit. Those reds, you can see some of the gold, but that's fine because it kind of highlights how bright it is. But I mean, I have moved them around for clubs, and I moved them around. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to do these projects. Really have a good time doing it. I probably will need to repaint, but I'm not too bothered. I already primed all the sisters in gold, all the ones that are already built. So then I just need to add some details, some shading. But yeah, if you see their weapons, look out of the size of their weapon compared to like a normal human, which is not a normal human. Like these sisters, they would be maybe 2 meters tall, 1.9, like really tall humans already. Like their weapons, and there you can see like the profile that has like the gun blade, and they all have a stall. That means they can advance, so they make their normal move, and then you can advance them and still shoot. But then you can't charge. If you advance, then you can't charge. But they all have advance on their gun blades profile. I haven't painted the barrel. Didn't want to dig it, but I painted the barrel. Didn't want to drill. Yes, this was all based gold, and I had to paint the black. I had to paint the other metals. Yeah, I had to paint the gold back. I had to paint the blue in the blades. I had to paint the blade edge itself. And then the blood effect. Yeah. You can see there on his hand, those studs. That's like sub-millimeter studs. You can see the tiny metal latches on the glove. Like has those metal latches on the glove. Yeah, it's a lot of fun for sure. You can see here this jewel, like the little tiny blue jewel on it. But a lot of times you just want to like let the details of the model itself shine. It has so many cool details on itself. You just need to kind of just prime it properly and just give it the base. Also, you don't see, but this is not just normal wash of the gold. So on top of the gold, I did a wash with flesh shade. So you can see on these kind of areas, there's kind of a difference in the colors. So the highlighted parts stand out more. Maybe you can see here, see how it's kind of darker inside? Just that slight tint, it just pops so much more than if it was like all the same color and reflection. So you have to just give it very slight washes to just darken a bit those recesses. Same here, like you kind of wash the parts that are inside the armor and in between, and just let it just sit in and grab to the edges of the details. Yes, it's a big process to actually try and make them look really. Also, maybe you can see on the boots as well, it has a lot of that detail, how that kind of relief area pops out from the rest of the boot to separate the part. Takes so long to do each, but the good part is like Custodes are like super elite infantry, so they really don't have a lot of units. So my whole army was 34 miniatures. The whole army, 2,000 points, 34 miniatures. Well, if you have there are some squads of like cultists, scale cultists stuff, there are like 20 miniatures. These girls, it's ridiculous. They go squads between 5 and 10 of these in one squad. One of these guys costs, in terms of the game points of your army, one of these guys costs as much as like 10 of these, because they have completely different objectives as well. They have completely different. The power scale is insane. Like what these guys can do. Each one of them. But yeah, it's all balanced in the end in terms of what they're supposed to do. Especially like these guys with if they have the axe, these guys take out in a squad or even alone. This guy can take out a light vehicle. If he does the shooting and the charging, and this guy in one attack could maybe one of these vehicles, the comparative, like those bikes that you saw, one guy alone can maybe like take one of these vehicles down to half life. And of course in a squad they delete everything, but they're super expensive to run, so your whole army only has like 30 miniatures in 2,000 points, which is crazy compared to how big other armies get to be. So Custodes, they run on ultra elite infantry, low numbers but extreme power, extreme skill, extreme damage. So this guy is a warden. He has 3 wounds, which is how many damage he can take before he dies. Those Virtus bikes, they have like 5. And And if you have like these are wardens, so they can take spears and axes. If you have the guards who can take the sword and shield, has 4 wounds. These girls, I'm not sure. 100% they have 1 wound. 1 wound and they die. So, Custodes, they so in Warhammer game, what happens is, yeah, especially Custodes. I mean, they would still like a squad of them could still take out a planet. Don't get it wrong. Like a squad of them could still control like a whole normal hive world planet of normal humans. That's the kind of power scale we're talking about, right? Like normal humans, they would go in and still demolish, like, but in the terms of power scale of how vehicles, elite infantry, space marines, yeah, they have like 1 wound. So there are space marine units that have 1 wound. Generally they have 2. These guys have 3s, they can have 4. There are units of Custodes that can have 4 wounds. So yeah, we're talking about limits. So in Warhammer 40k, how it works is, first you have hit rolls. So once you attack, either with the gun or with a weapon, you roll for hit. So you're trying to check, does my attack hit the target, right? And that's depends on the ballistic skill or weapon skill. So it's something intrinsic to you. How high is your skill? And how skilled are you in your attack, either with gun or sword? So Custodes hit on 2s. So it's only d6s. We're only rolling 6-sided dice. So Custodes only fail attacks on 1s. If you roll a 1, yeah, they don't hit. So only 1 in 6 of your attacks actually do not hit the targets. They all hit on 2s. This is rare. Like most units, Space Marines hit on 3s. They probably hit on 3s and 4s depending on the squads. Space Marines, Custodes all hit on 2s. They only fail the 1s, which is like critical fail. So only 1 in 6 of their attacks are not gonna hit. Then, after you hit the target, you gotta check, do I wound? Does this hit wound? And what does the wound mean? Does it go through to actually hurt them, or is it glancing blow, or does it hurt the target? That then depends on the toughness of the enemy. So did they block? Did it glance blow due to their skill? So then that comes from the strength of them and the compared to the toughness of the enemy. These guys have toughness 6. All the standard. This is a standard infantry. This is kind of like, this is not the lowest infantry, but this has the same as the guards have some of these, which is toughness 6. So toughness 6 means against enemies with strength 6. Sorry, they have the strength depends on their weapons. They have, these axes have strength 9. That means these axes, yeah, I have a whole document. These axes are supposed to be on par with hurting vehicles. lightly armored vehicles, they're supposed to be on par. And when you're on par, you're hitting on 4s. So 4s, 5s, and 6s, right? So half of yours go through. You're hitting on 4s, 5s, and 6s. If the strength of your weapon is larger than of the enemy, let's say they have toughness 8 and you have toughness 9. That means you're hitting on 3s. So 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s. Only 1s and 2s are going to fail. If your strength is double than the enemy, you're hitting on 2s. If your strength is double than the enemy, so against them, they would be hitting on anything but 1s, and they would be wounding on anything but 1s. So you only take 1/6 of your rolls in the attacks, and they do like 5 attacks each on melee. This weapon is overkill for them. You would be wasting damage because they probably have 1 wound. This does like 3 wounds on each attack. I do, yeah. That's what I'm planning now to do full game. I have done before on small scale. Yeah, let me. Oh, not that angle. Why did it have to freeze there? So I'm gonna be doing now stream of full scale, but I already had done stream of small scale where I was measuring the movement in. Let me switch the mic. Gotta get this headset off. It's way too hot. Test 1, 2. Oh, that's better. That's better. Oh, let me get my other. I need to move this scene up, or I'm never gonna be able to find it. Close up, tabletop, gaming, skies. Wait, let me move this camera. Why is it pointing? Yeah, I moved this camera to just illuminate. Ah, yeah, I bet. Yeah, get some rest. I'm just gonna. I'd probably just hammer on about Warhammer anyway. But yeah, so that's how it works. You move around. You have objectives. So the thing is, Warhammer is much more complex than just go around killing everybody. You win by points. How do you get points? You get points by completing missions. Right? So you have a main mission, and with the new edition, you actually get one mission. Your enemy gets a completely different mission, and they are complementary. So your mission is gonna play off the enemy's mission and vice versa. And then you also get secondary missions depending on your army that you have, which is called army disposition, coming from your detachment, which detachment are specific rules and give you specific skills to use for your army that you choose. So your detachment will match kind of the army that you built to give specific powers to those units and give you skills that are balanced and stuff. So much more than killing everything is completing your main mission, preventing your enemy from doing their mission, and then completing your secondary missions to keep getting points on each on each stage of the game. Obviously, it's important to be strong enough to fight the enemy and move tactically in ways where you're avoiding attacks and then being able to do your attacks. But also, it's luck then of the dice. You have to have you can't just hope that everything is going to work out. You have to have luck in it rolling out, and you have to plan. You have to kind of then be aware of how it might go one way or the other. So yeah, it's really complex, and there's like 20 factions, 20 more. There's like 25 factions. There's like, each of them has dozens of detachments with different skills. Each unit has their different skills, capabilities, other than their attack and defense stats. They also have skills of their own. For example, these wardens that we were talking about, what skills do they have? Their skills, they actually are very attack so let me think. Yeah, you have that. Yeah, you definitely have that. You can paint however you want. You can paint them however you want. 100%. You can make all the orcs blue. So actually their skills, I was just remembering, so their skills are actually more on the defensive side, but defense is a lot of times some of the best offense you can do, because the more you stay alive, the more you get to the next turn to do more damage. So what they have a skill is that gives them feel no pain. So that means each damage that they're gonna take, you roll a dice, and if it's a 4+, they don't take that damage. So they're really good at avoiding damage on specific times of the battle. Yeah, so that allows them to then get on to the next turn to do a lot of damage, because they're supposed to be going against tough things. So because you're always going to take damage. So on the shooting phase, when you're shooting from afar, the enemy does not shoot back. You shoot on your turn, the enemy will not shoot you back at that time. But on your fighting phase, so the fighting phase comes after the charge. So you shoot, you do your shooting guns, whatever guns you have, then you roll for charges. So first you move, right? Each turn, you move your units a certain amount that you have. You do that movement, and if you didn't advance, which is kind of an extra movement that you can do, that prevents you from doing anything else. If you didn't advance, you can shoot. So you shoot, then after you shoot, you can roll for charges. So charges means that you are trying to get into melee. You're trying to... So if you were able to charge, get into melee, so the point is, on the shooting phase, they're not going to shoot back. But if you get into the melee, you will do your damage, but they will then fight back and still get to do damage to you on your turn. So it's important to stay alive so you can get to the next turn and be able to fight again. That's why defensive skills are actually very offensive, because the more units you get to stay alive, it just allows you to regain on ongoing combat. A lot of offensive skills exactly. You have to leave room for the next snack. If you just get one snack and you get full, then you can't get to the next snack. A lot of offensive skills, what they end up doing is you do a lot of concentrated damage at that point, but then you're probably going to lose a lot of units and your next turns are not going to be as strong. So you kind of spike your damage, but then you peter out. But if you have actually defensive skills, you're actually managing to maintain more damage over the different turns. Yeah, so it kind of works kind of like that. But it also depends on the armies. Like I said, there's like... Yes, that was my plan. I mean, we're talking Warhammer. Warhammer is kind of like the most complicated thing you can do in tabletop. It's insane how many rules, skills, how many just intricate details you have to go through to even know how to play. The rule book is like 50 pages long. Yes, it has pictures. You know, it does not have that many pictures. It has pictures, but not that many pictures. It's... Yeah, that's it. I mean, you can. The thing is, you can adapt the rules. You can play however you want. You can create your own rules. It's your hobby, right? You can play. There's a complicated form that is played like in tournaments or stuff like that, which is very interesting. That's why a lot of people like just focus on one army, try to learn that army. I'm really new to the whole tabletop thing. There's people that have been... This Warhammer exists. It's as old as me. Warhammer launched exactly on the month I was born. July 1983, the original Warhammer Classic came out. So this game has been evolving since July 1983, from the normal Warhammer to then Warhammer 40,000, and then several other variations that came in, like Sigmar and the Horus Heresy of 40,000. It just so different games come out, but also different editions. So now in Warhammer 40,000 we are in 11th edition, just started now, 11th edition. So it's the 11th iteration. It's like version 11. It's like you're playing Age of Empires 11. That's how convoluted it evolved, how balanced it is. They made it like for tournaments. It's super balanced. Like factions in tournaments have win-loss percentages, like a faction having like 53% chances to win is high. 54 is like the maximum that there is. Yeah, go on. We'll catch you later. We'll chat more. And then, yeah, I'll be streaming games. I'm going to be streaming whole games. So, hope to see you there. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining. See you later. Yeah, I'm going to go off too. Gotta get some lunch. Hungry. Yeah. Come hang out. Then I'll be explaining everything and going through... for these armies that I know. Like I said, I'm just starting. As people have been playing for 40 years. I'm playing for 2 months. I know one army-ish. Alright, bye for now. Good night. And I'll see you all soon.